On October 28th, 2023, we have a lunar eclipse in Taurus. And you probably have really been feeling the intensity as we have also transitioned into Scorpio season. This time, under this eclipse, which is a full moon, is a time of deep introspection and honestly, shadow work. And even in the last full moon that we had prior to officially stepping into eclipse season, we felt the shadow work within us as individuals and as a collective really become emphasized. A lot of what has been in the shadows is coming to light. A lot of really hard truths that are needed to be confronted with the intention for all of life to move into greater balance and harmony. So know that whatever it is that you may be experiencing at this time, and know that what the collective is experiencing at this time is God's intention, life's intention, source's intention, creator's intention, the Most High's intention to bring forth greater balance and harmony. So all of that said, in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you and guiding you through 8 journaling prompts directly inspired by the energetic themes of this Taurus lunar eclipse. And I pray that these prompts really assist you in your shadow work, in your light work as well, because they really do go hand in hand. And if you would like some extra guidance, some extra insight, definitely check out the energy reading I did for not only this lunar eclipse, but the couple of weeks surrounding the eclipse. So you can check that out on my channel now. Without further ado, let's get into these 8 journaling prompts. What false beliefs have I been reprogramming surrounding love and worthiness? Many of us have been becoming more consciously aware of the false beliefs that we have been conditioned, been programmed with from a very young age surrounding love, surrounding worthiness, right? Many of us have been gaining greater realization on what true love really is, what it looks like, what it feels like, knowing that it's not just a feeling, but it's an action, right? And also we've been gaining a lot of realization surrounding worthiness, what it is that we're worthy of, truly worthy of. And the truth that there are many beautiful things in life that we're unconditionally worthy of simply because we're human, right? Many of us have been conditioned to believe that we have to meet certain standards in order to be worthy of certain things, including love. So this has been coming up for the collective, especially recently. And I really just wanted to highlight this under this Taurus lunar eclipse. What false beliefs have you been reprogramming specifically surrounding love and worthiness? What have you come to realize? What beliefs have you come to realize are false surrounding love and worthiness? Which limiting belief and generational cycle has felt the hardest to unlearn and let go of? So not only have we been reprogramming false beliefs surrounding love and worthiness, but many of us have really been working through and becoming consciously aware of various limiting beliefs that we've held for a very long time and generational cycles that we've repeated for a very long time. What have these been for you? And specifically, which has felt the hardest and the most challenging and the most difficult for you to really unlearn, for you to really unsubscribe from and fully let go of from your system, from your memory, from your cells, okay? I really wanted us to take a moment to journal about which limiting belief and which generational cycle has felt the hardest to work with and to heal and to transmute, because this gives us the opportunity to gain even more clarity. It gives us the opportunity to hold space for that difficulty and that challenge that we have been facing. And it allows us to face it on paper, and it really makes a difference. And it really does help for us to write these things down. So I wanted to give us that opportunity through this prompt. What kind of beliefs live in the frequency I am intending to ascend into and embody? What I mean by this prompt is, think about the vibrational frequency that you envision yourself living in when you are truly embodying your higher self. Excuse the neighborly dogs. Again, when you envision yourself as your higher self, what vibrational frequency does your higher self live in? And at that higher self frequency, what beliefs live there? Another way to look at this is, what beliefs does your higher self believe in and embody, right? Because it's one thing to believe in something, but it's another thing to really fully embody it and have it integrated within you. What kind of beliefs are high vibrational to you that you're really intending to move towards, to ascend into, to fully embody and integrate? Let us gain clarity on what these beliefs are. Let us write down and affirm the beliefs that we are journeying towards, that we are already in the process of integrating, of programming, of conditioning ourselves to truly, fully believe. In what ways have I been allowing myself and gifting myself grace to simply be human? I had a really beautiful exchange with an online friend of mine who I met for the first time recently. And we were just talking about how this year has been unfolding for us. And something that came up in the conversation is that both of us who have platforms that are very centered towards leading by example and guiding others and being very spiritually resourceful, we have really been allowing ourselves to simply be human and to acknowledge our humanness and to be messy in our humanness and to be graceful and very compassionate in our humanness. That really has been coming up, not only for my friend and I, but for so many of us. I intuitively feel that many of us have really just been really realizing how human and tender and vulnerable and sensitive we are, and have just kind of been approaching our humanness in a much more graceful and compassionate way. That said, in what ways have you been allowing yourself to simply be human? In what ways have you been more graceful towards yourself and your humanness, more compassionate towards yourself and your humanness? And what does that even mean for you to just be human, right? What does that come with? In what ways have I found myself experiencing both the calm and the storm lately? I really love this prompt, and I loved when I received it because I really feel like these are the energies that we're very profoundly and transparently working with at this time. Is like this very calm energy, this very grounding energy that each and every single one of us have really cultivated through our spiritual practices and through our expanding conscious awareness. But simultaneously, again, very much so in our humanness and in our allowing and really inevitability of being human, also experiencing the storm that comes with that, right? The storm that comes with this human experience. So, in what ways have you been experiencing the calm? In what ways have you been experiencing the storm? What has that looked like for you lately? What has that felt like for you lately? What has come up for you through the calm and through the storm lately? And anything else that you feel inspired to add as you start writing this prompt, please expand on it. Because I feel like this is one of those prompts that will really bring forth quite a bit. It's a prompt that's kind of creatively worded in a way that allows us to really see things for what they are in a creative way. Like, wow, I knew that I was experiencing, like lightness and heaviness, but it really has been not just the calm before the storm, but the calm and the storm lately. So what, my friend, in what ways have you found yourself experiencing both? In what ways have I been practicing trusting myself and trusting life more deeply? In what ways have you been consciously practicing, consciously putting in that work to really radically, honestly, trust yourself, trust life more deeply, more truly, more authentically, more radically, right? Because this kind of trust really is the kind of trust that is what faith is, right? Is the kind of trust that may have you feeling delusional to be trusting yourself and trusting life in this way because there isn't perhaps concrete evidence right in front of you, or because there isn't this logistical reasoning. It's just an intuitive feeling that you have. It's just the synchronicities that you may be experiencing. It's a more spiritual affirmation that is gifting you the opportunity to just trust yourself, trust life more deeply, that's beyond the senses. So, how have you been practicing, right? Really developing this trust, really strengthening this trust, healing this trust, integrating this trust in your day to day with your own self and with the grander scheme of things, with life. And one of the reasons why I am sharing this prompt with you is because trust has been such a big theme for us, specifically in trusting ourselves and in trusting life. And by life, I mean capital L life, life as in God, life as in the divine, life as in spirit, life as in source, life as in creator, life as in however it is that you name the Most High, name the nameless. And also in the energy reading that I published on my channel, one of the biggest messages was the encouragement for us to really lean into our intuition at this time. Our intuition and our intuitiveness and our psychic abilities really are very much so heightened right now. And it's really important that we allow ourselves the solitude and the silence and the stillness to really feel into that and gain the clarity of that. More on that in the reading if you're interested, so go and check that out. But yeah, this prompt is very much so on point in regards to the energies right now under this Taurus lunar eclipse. How have I become more emotionally aware and intelligent? I know that I've said this in past videos, and I'm pretty sure I also said this in the reading for this Taurus lunar eclipse, but when we were stepping into this year of 2023, one of the downloads that I received is that this is the year of emotional intelligence. Many of us have been in relationship with our feelings, with our emotions, in different and in new ways this year. A lot of us have been expanding our conscious awareness surrounding what it looks like to regulate our emotions, what it looks like to calm our nervous system, how meaningful it is to have a calm nervous system. And not only how meaningful, but how powerful it is to be able to have a calm nervous system, to regulate our emotions, to have a healthier relationship with our emotions. What it looks and feels like to actually allow ourselves to feel, but not be attached to the feeling and let it pass through. Many of us have really been developing consciously and subconsciously a new dynamic with our emotions. So how have you personally become more emotionally aware and intelligent? How has your relationship with your emotions and with emotions in general, right? How has that evolved? How has that changed? How has that challenged you? What have you realized? How have you become more emotionally aware and intelligent? And also, congratulations. Don't underestimate just how powerful it is to actually become more emotionally aware and intelligent. It's actually one of the most powerful things that we can do. What actions of mine have felt delusional but intuitively right? I think it was when I shared the trust prompt with you where I brought up the topic of delusion. But again, the theme and encouragement of really trusting our intuition, honoring our intuition, and just our overall energy, authentic energy, is really, really, really being highlighted right now. And also, I just feel like it's very on point with what the collective is currently moving through. That we ponder on and journal about how we may have felt delusional with some of our actions, right? Many of us have been radical in new ways, radically accepting, radically loving, radically trusting. And when you are radical, when you are different, when you are unconventional, when you do embrace the unknown, it feels delusional. And I feel like there was a time where being delusional was trending on social media. But when I saw that trending, I thought to myself, some people call it delusion, but other people call it faith. I'm going to call it faith. But nevertheless, there are moments where it just feels like, this really feels delusional. But actually, this is what faith really is. All of that said, I just wanted us to have a little bit of fun here and also to just gain clarity on which of our actions really have felt delusional, right? And I think writing this down is going to give us the opportunity to really clearly see what these actions are and just how worthy these actions are, right? Regardless if they may feel delusional and odd and just very different, especially compared to the majority of people. Just seeing that, I'm writing all of these actions down, and while they may be making me feel delusional or may have made me feel delusional, these are actions that really I'm so proud that I'm taking. And I just know that they are leading me towards the higher vibrational state of being that I'm ascending into. And again, a lot of the quote unquote delusional actions that many of us have been taking are actions that we've been intuitively feeling are right. And it's our intuition that has been affirming us to keep taking that action, regardless of how delusional it may feel, how different it may feel, how odd it may seem to others. So what have these actions been for you? And that, my friends, are the 8 journaling prompts directly inspired by the energetic themes surrounding this Taurus lunar eclipse, again taking place on October 28th, 2023. I pray that you are walking away from these prompts that you choose to journal with greater clarity and comfort and confidence. And I just want to take a moment here to acknowledge that this eclipse season has been very dense. It has been very heavy for a lot of us. The energy has felt thick to move through. And I just want to take a moment to really encourage you to breathe deeply during these times. Something that Reverend Michael says, Michael Beckwith, I honor him so deeply. He's one of my spiritual teachers. Highly recommend you look into him. But anyways, something that he says is, be in the world, but of a higher frequency. Don't spiritually bypass, right? Don't be so in your spirituality that it has you avoiding and resisting and turning a blind eye to the human experience. There is a way for us to be journeying through our humanness with our own selves and also with our fellow humans all around the world, our fellow brothers and sisters, and all the unhealthy patterns and cycles and systems of oppression that our human family needs to move through and dismantle and build anew, right? There's a way for us to still be involved while still being of a higher frequency, right? Maintaining a higher frequency is something that I'm really encouraging you all to prioritize, especially now. Take the time to be in solitude, to call your energy back to yourself, practice energetic hygiene, pray, meditate, visualize world peace, visualize justice, visualize not only your higher self, but the higher self of our collective as a whole. And stay hydrated, stay nourished. Care for yourself. Prioritize caring for yourself and be proud of yourself. There's a lot of very hard things that a lot of people are moving through right now. Maybe your own self included. I know that you're doing the best that you can. And it's so important that we allow our best to be enough and that we deepen our trust, our radical trust, right? In the divine order of life, and the divine intelligence that created all life and sustains all life. Knowing that God's plan is in our plans. And again, knowing that all is happening with the intention to move into greater harmony and into greater balance. So do your part, do your best, allow it to be enough, breathe deeply, and please take care of yourself, okay? I'll see you in the next video. Bye, love.